welcome back to the shop. So I've been working on Becca's Fiesta and been trying to get a number of things done. Trying to get this car to a point where it can get out of here finally. So I had her come last week. We did some more test fitting of things. We've got a steering wheel extender from NRG, the exact amount we need to get the wheel towards her. We played around with shifters, got a new extension in there, that black piece, so that the shifter is now within reach. Played with adjusting the pedals, adjusting the seat a little bit. Did all of those sort of things to make sure that the reach of her and nothing else really sort of gets in the way. She can get to all the buttons and everything. I actually have to make a like a center console switch panel thing, which I'm actually going to get into a little bit today. But yeah, I've been working on a number of things and just trying to line everything up so that we're ready to go. Got new belts here that she brought last week. Got fire suppression mount and clamps that were somehow missing from the box that we got that she brought last week as well. So I'll be getting into plumbing that up. I need to work on extending some wires for the battery relocation. This cut wire here, the yellow wire that I've already pulled through the loom. That red one's going to have to get fed through the loom, as well as that purple wire, which I still need to solder and get in there. But yeah, other than that, we're making some great progress. I'm down to just the big project, which is now going to be the center console. I can show you what we're going to do there, which is going to be, we're going to split the center console into sort of this space in here, so that she can see it. We'll actually have the switches sort of angled towards her so she can see what's there. We'll have all the main switches there, and then I'll make another center console sort of extension flat section here that will probably have the rally safe mounted in here, kind of up in this space, sort of right next to the seat bolster, and then a number of other switches like HVAC and light pod and other things that you're not using all the time. So you don't need them in your face. You don't necessarily need to see them, and it's something that the co-driver can basically have better control of sitting a little further back in the car. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're getting into today. I'm going to start doing that right now. So some of the supplies I use to do this are really simple. It's basically just a couple markers, a couple pens. This is actually a Sharpie that I cut so I can fit it into small areas. Just cut that with a bandsaw. A ruler, some sort of measuring device, some tape in case the paper isn't big enough for what I need to do, if I need to tape sections together or whatever. But this stuff is a little bit thicker than regular paper, but not as thick as cardboard. They basically just call it poster board, but it's like the easy align stuff. I don't know if you can tell in the video, but there's like a grid to it. So it makes keeping things a little straighter, a little easier. I also have just some generic like poster board from Staples that you can do stuff with, but the easy align stuff works really well for keeping track of things. But yeah, oh yeah, and a set of really nice scissors as well. So this is just a quick cut. I basically just kind of found a way to get it to fit in there, but with some angle. I'm gonna probably mount it with some legs to here and here, and possibly the bolt that's under this here. Maybe make legs to those and weld them to this, and yeah, that should be enough to hold that thing in place, and all the buttons and things that have to go in it. So I am actually getting ready to get out of here. I put the Fiesta up in the air because I had to do an oil change on the wife's car. But anyways, my table has exploded with additional tooling. So I've got a mic because I wanted to measure all the switches, the diameter of all the switches and stuff that are going in. And then what else did I get? Oh, hole puncher always comes in handy as long as it can reach in certain areas. And then protractor, and shorter measuring tape, and things. So some bolts and stuff. But basically that's where we're at. I've got to put some legs on it. This is going to be our angle to sort of put here somewhere. We'll have same thing on the other side or similar on the other side, and then I'll have legs that are coming down that'll mount to the transmission tunnel, basically right where the shifter is. But I'll basically figure out what I'm going to do here, transfer that all onto a new sheet, probably just a regular white at that point, not the grid stuff. And then yeah, I'll at least have the first sort of more important switch panel number 1 done and ready to be transferred to metal. And then yeah, I'll have to just do all the bendy things and the cutty things and get it all to be exactly the way I want it. And yeah, then we can test fit it and see how it goes. Oh man, so that took me a while, but yeah, I finally have our first switch panel made for this thing. Took me a while, a lot of arts and craftsy things, but check it out. So it is multi-dimensional, unfortunately, but kind of wanted to be able to encapsulate as much as I could so that there wasn't going to be too many wires out and showing. So this is kind of where things get a little difficult, and I don't know if you can see it on the video, but this is one plane to about here. This is another plane, and this is on a separate plane. So if I do it like that, actually you can tell there. So that's one plane, 2 planes, and then that third plane there. So yeah, this one's gonna be interesting to transfer over to metal, and then figure out how to sort of make it all work. Cutting and bending and well, cutting part's probably going to be easy, but the bending and then the welding on top of it, just to get everything sort of together the way it needs to be, is going to be certainly interesting. I kind of have an idea of how I'm going to go about sort of laying it out on metal. It's going to be a weird big figure, but probably going to cut along this seam here, probably all the way up into this corner. This way I can sort of just unfold, right? This will fold into this plane here, and then once I get this all the way cut up, it'll all fold into the same plane. So this will fold into this plane, and then both of these will fold up into that plane. And then this side, which this side just has the feet, which is easy. This is 100% flat. That's 100% flat. And then we're basically 100% flat on the front, other than just the little leg. on the back end here. So laying it out on metal will be pretty easy, but I think ultimately, you know, cutting it, bending it, being able to get those sort of weirdo bends in there might be difficult. These 3 bends right here might be pretty difficult to get figured out, but the rest should be pretty straightforward. I don't know. I guess we'll have to see how it goes, but let me show you how it looks in the car. So approaching the car, you can kind of see where it's located. Okay, right there. And I had to make some clearances for coming all the way into reverse. Kind of goes up into that space there. So I need to keep that in mind because I am going to put a horn button somewhere over here for obvious reasons, but probably a horn button here. I'd like the co-driver to be able to reach it too, but I don't want him to be like beeping horns or her beeping horn and have a handbrake turn. Usually spectator areas are popular for horns. So I don't know, I may stick it all the way up in the corner here or something like that to kind of get it out of the way, but I need to keep in mind the depth of everything that I'm putting in here. So, but that's basically what it's going to look like from the driver's sort of perspective. She'll be able to reach all this stuff. So we get a mounting tab down in there. That's just going to be a 10 mil deal. And then we're using the shifter mounting tabs here and on the other side as well. So, but you can see the handbrake completely clearing from all angles, which is really nice. I've got this all closed off over here, so it looks good. But yeah, so I would say tomorrow's another day, but tomorrow is the wife's birthday, so I will not be transferring that to metal tomorrow, but Monday's another day, so Monday it is. Be cutting this thing out of metal. If you like what you see, like, share, subscribe. I think that's what they say. And if you can, comment. We'd love to interact with our fans, our customers. You know, it's pouring outside. But yeah, hit the like button, hit the share, subscribe, get it to your friends. Let's get this stuff around.